What is up guys, my name is the and I'm back again with some more Battlefield 3 gameplay. This time I'm making another outing with a rare Recon gameplay. I don't do this very often, I really don't like doing this. Please DICE, don't bring out more sniper rifles, and please don't make me do this ever again. But I am using a bolt action again. The last Recon gameplay I brought was kind of like a how to play Recon. I spoke about how you should be aggressive, and then subsequently proceeded to camp my arse off in the in a far corner of Operation Metro Defense. I don't know what it is about this map, but for some reason this map seems to be the dominant Recon environment. At least that's what I seem to get from this map, both on attack on this first base, but mostly on defense, because I see myself as a fairly decent player. Even with the shitty sniper rifles, I consider myself a decent player. Now, I find Operation Metro Defense to be an absolute Recon gameplay machine haven thing. Now, excuse my accuracy at the beginning of this gameplay, please. My accuracy was all over the place at the beginning. I don't use sniper rifles very often, as I say. As I just said, I used sniper rifles for a long period to get my service star, and then since then I've only really used the bolt actions to get gameplay with them. Well, basically I used the JNG to get gameplay with that, and I used the L96 to get a gameplay for sort of my how-to series that I did back in the day, and that is it. I don't use bolt actions at all anymore. I don't think there's much of a place for them in this game. I'll go into that a little bit later on, but let's get into some stats on this gun before I start wittering on about stuff that no one cares about, which I fear I may have already done. This gun does a maximum damage of 80, minimum damage of 59, just like all the other advanced bolt action sniper rifles. Really doesn't make any difference to you. The damage model is identical to all the other sniper rifles. The damage model of all bolt action sniper rifles now, I believe, is identical. It's got the same drop-off start and drop-off finish. Going back to the terms that I've just mentioned, I've got to define them because people ask me every video, what do these terms mean? Drop-off start is the maximum damage. Let's start with maximum damage. That's the maximum amount of damage, a gun can do at extreme close range. Drop-off start is where that maximum damage, and if you think of a damage over distance graph, the drop-off start is the point at which the damage of a gun begins to decrease steadily towards the drop-off finish, which is when it stops dropping off, and it stops dropping off at a damage which is the lowest damage value a gun can have, which we call the minimum damage. Simple as that. Right, back to the JNG. Maximum damage of 80, minimum damage of 59. Recoil, no one cares about the recoil, to be fair. The gun's recoil in this game is important, but not for bolt actions. It doesn't make much of a difference, really, unless you're sort of doing some sort of weird spraying thing. I did use the 7x scope on this. God knows why. 7x scope isn't very good. Use the 8x or the ballistic. I'd recommend the 8x because I like to be aggressive with bolt actions. I don't understand this term, but whatever. I like to sort of run around a bit more with my bolt actions, so the 8x allows a bit more movement. God knows what I was doing here. The bolt action, the 8x scope on the bolt actions allows a bit more movement. It balances zoom with sort of moving and switching between targets, and that's what I like, really. So again, going back to the JNG, the really important statistic that you want to know with these sniper rifles is kind of the accuracy or bullet drop off or whatever. Now this gun, second only to the M98B, which has only 5+1 rounds per magazine. The M98B is the most accurate sniper rifle in the game. It has the least bullet drop, is basically what I mean by that, because all sniper rifles have the same base spread. And the JNG is second to that. It's got the second highest bullet velocity, muzzle velocity. Nearly slipped up there and gained a lot of hate, whatever. It has a muzzle velocity of 560 meters per second compared to the M98B's muzzle velocity of 650 meters per second. At least that's what I think is the value. I think, as far as I'm concerned, Simthic's, you can look up the stats yourself on Simthic if you actually care, but Simthic stats are a bit out of date, I think. on the Recon class guns. I think it's basically because no one can be bothered to do the testing, but whatever. That is the most important figure. Now, obviously nowadays we have the upper chest multiplier for the bolt action sniper rifles. That means you can quick scope with these stupid guns. Oh God Almighty, I hate quick scopers now. I mean, they're not really. It's not really a very effective tactic at all. I just dislike it anyway. This gun is. I probably would recommend it. I think the JNG is the best bolt action sniper rifle in the game. Just the sound and the look, which is a very important thing when picking a bolt action, because they're all pretty much identical. And then on top of that, it has the 10+1 rounds in a magazine as opposed to the 5+1, and then it has the sort of lower bullet drop compared to the other guns. Best sniper rifle in the game, in my view. I know you can't. It has a lower rate of fire, which is basically the rate at which you can shoot rounds at a target. So the rate at which you can shoot, then pull the bolt and then shoot again. The JNG has the lowest rate of fire in that respect of any of the sniper rifles. I think it's identical to the M98B, worse than the M40, better than the L96-ish. I'm not really too sure. As I said, the stats are hideously out of date that I'm using, so I'm sort of making stuff up, to be frank. The gameplay is pretty difficult for me to get. I hope you appreciate me putting myself... What the hell? By the way, I want to talk about this sniper, right? He shot me from here, so he'd run all the way around our base, all the way around our lines, all the way around our base, and it started camping at the back of our spawn on a rock. I don't know what possessed him to do this, because Operation Metro, the first base defenders, if you're attacking, don't hang around their spawn, don't hang around the red line, if you know what I mean, at the back of the first base for too long, because the spawns are a bit dodgy, and after a little while they will literally start spawning around you. I don't know quite how that works. It's just something DICE has decided to do to troll us all. I don't understand it, but whatever. The spawns are a bit dodgy on Operation Metro First Base, and what possessed him to sort of put himself amidst these dodgy spawns to go get to try and snipe people, I don't know. But the only person he killed was me, just my luck. But then again, I was standing around completely motionless, trying to get kills with this stupid sniper rifle. God, I hate bolt action sniper rifles. Here's why. I want to explain this before people start chucking hate at me or whatever they want to do, because so many people seem to love bolt actions to pieces. Yes, it's very satisfying to get a kill, but when was the last time you heard the military saying, we are now going to use this new gun, it's called the Marshmallow Pea Shooter, we're going to use it because every kill we get is extremely satisfying. I think people use guns. I think the military uses guns for efficiency and effectiveness, if that's a word, as opposed to, is it satisfying to get a kill with this gun? Now, as much as I'm perfectly happy to use bolt actions, and they do have a place, there are some maps in which the bolt actions are great and they work really well, especially this particular map on the first base for me works really well for bolt actions. I use bolt actions over the semi-auto snipers on this map quite a lot, despite the M417 Moab I got on this game or whatever on this very map. You know what I was saying earlier about Operation Metro Defense being a recon gameplay machine. Yeah, I got the M417 Moab here, and then I proceeded to get this gameplay, and yeah, lots of stuff. I don't know. The JNG gameplay took me a while to get because I'm not used to bolt actions. I don't use them very often. The reason is that majority of the maps, there aren't very good spots. I mean, there's loads of mountains, but you're really not going to hit anything from those mountains. And most of the time, the semi-auto sniper rifles in this game, because they are so good now, they're much better for providing that medium to long range cover role for your team, which is what the Recon kit in effect is. It's a medium to long range cover role for the rest of your team. And pretty much That's what I use the Recon class for, and the semi-automatic sniper rifles for me fulfill that role better. They have the higher damage, higher rate of fire, they're better at close range, you can use it as a primary weapon at closer ranges, something you can't do with the bolt actions because they're ineffective at close range despite the damage buff that the bolt action sniper rifles now have at close range, where you hit something in the chest and it has a damage multiplier. That doesn't seem to be working as it should do for me. I shoot things in the chest, doesn't get a one-hit kill, and this is at extremely close range. I don't think that works as intended. I don't think it's made a little bit of difference, to be honest. But sniper rifles do have a place, as I said. I don't want to say they're completely useless, because they're not. They do have a place on the longer range maps with the longer sight lines, but most maps don't have the effective spots in the longer sight lines end. So I'll see you tomorrow for the spas. Till next time, guys, take care, goodbye.